Hello and welcome to the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast, where we are encouraging the everyday mom to pursue her dreams and discover her own greatness. Hey cool mamas, this is Sheilah and you are listening to episode 22 of the Keep Your Cool Mama podcast. Hey girl, how are you? How are you really feeling today? Well, I hope you're feeling good from the inside out. And if you're not feeling very good today, I'm sending all of the good energy and my good thoughts your way, and I hope you feel better soon. Speaking of feelings, I want to talk to you about feelings today. I want to talk to you about how important it is to feel your feelings. Now, I have to be honest with you. I'm kind of new to feeling my feelings at full capacity. It can be a lot sometimes. And although I know how beneficial it is to be aware of my full self, it is not easy. So I want you to know that although I'm talking to you about feeling your feelings, I do understand that it can be hard to do sometimes. Okay? So what I'm learning is once I give myself permission to feel, I am eventually able to accomplish so much more in my life than I am when I don't feel my feelings. So today I specifically want to talk to you and share with you 3 benefits to feeling your feelings. Okay? So let's get started. Number 1, feeling your feelings gives you clarity. Now, when your feelings are swept under the rug and never acknowledged, it can cause a lot of confusion and frustration in your life. Can you relate to that? There are times when I feel stressed and I can't really pinpoint why I feel stressed. You know, when I have those moments where I'm snapping at my children or when I'm getting an attitude with my husband for no valid reason, I know that this is an indication that I need clarity on something. I need to take time to get clear about what I am not acknowledging. This weekend, I woke up in the morning feeling anxious. Almost as soon as I opened my eyes, I just felt anxious. My heart was beating a little faster than normal. I could just feel it like pulsing in a way that just didn't feel normal. And I could tell that I was anxious. And I just felt stressed. Now, the old Sheilah would have just ignored it and just tried to think happy thoughts. While positivity is important, and you know, if you've been listening to Keep Your Cool Mama podcast, you know that I'm all about positivity. But it's also important to understand what is not well. In order to be well, we do have to be aware of what is not well. So I just sat down without doing anything, without rushing to get the day started. And, just told myself I needed to rest for a minute and figure out what was going on with me. And what I realized was that I was overwhelmed with the thought of how much I needed to get done this weekend. I went through the list of things that I needed to do and decided what needed to get done now and what I could do later. Once I did this, my anxiety level went down significantly. I was able to get clear. I was able to think clearly so that I can enjoy my family and still get things done for the day. Now, if I would not have done that, if I would not have had clarity, I would have gone through the day with a bad attitude and wasted time not enjoying my weekend. And that's what clarity can do for you. In order to get clear, Sometimes we just have to sit down and just think about what's happening with us and not just keep it moving. Sometimes we need to just sit down with ourselves and figure out, okay, girl, what's going on? What do you need? And I want to say, like, one great way to help yourself gain clarity in any area of your life is journaling your thoughts. I know I've talked about journaling before. I honestly just have fallen in love with what it can do for you. I can tell you that personally. Track your feelings through writing. Now, the situation I just went through this with you about this weekend, it didn't take me long to acknowledge what was going on with me, but sometimes it may take a little longer depending on the situation. So just remember to have patience when you're feeling your feelings. Sometimes you won't get an answer right away. Sometimes you won't get clarity right away. But the act of acknowledging your feelings puts you on the road to clarity. There is peace in clarity. There is peace and clarity. Number 2, it leaves room for self-compassion. Feeling your feelings, it just gives you the opportunity to show yourself some love, some compassion. Now let me ask you a question. When your child comes to you with their problems and tells you how they are feeling about whatever issue they're having, do you show them love by giving them hugs, kisses, words of encouragement, and whatever else they need in the moment? I'm pretty sure you do, because you're a good mom. I'm pretty sure you do. And while that is important to do, I think it's also important that we show ourselves the same love and the same compassion when we are going through our own tough times, because we're human just like everybody else. The same people that we're showing love to, even if it's not just our children, we have to show ourselves the same love and support. When we are fully aware of how we are feeling, and take the time to give ourselves what we need. So, again, when you are fully aware of how you are feeling, you take the time to give yourself what you need. So, sometimes you may need rest. Sometimes what we do is we work without resting as a way to avoid feeling. That's not good. We shouldn't be doing that. If we need rest, we need to give ourselves that rest. Sometimes you may find that what you need is to change your self-talk and talk to yourself with love and kindness and stop criticizing yourself. I know I do that more than enough times, and I've learned to stop myself in the middle of that negative self-talk and give myself the love that I need. So remember, I'll say it again. When you are fully aware of how you are feeling, you are able to take time and give yourself what you need. And within that self-awareness comes you figuring out what you need, and that may change throughout time. It may not be the same thing every single time. And that's a way of showing yourself compassion. Number 3, healing and growth. Feeling your feelings is pretty much the only way to heal and grow. Once you give yourself permission to feel, you become self-aware. Self-awareness allows you to be completely honest with yourself about what areas of your heart and your life need healing and growth. I've learned that my feelings have been a roadmap to my healing. When I was in my late 20s, I got to a point where the pain and the frustration I felt inside it was just keeping me from growing and moving in the direction that God wanted me to go. Once I was honest with myself about how I was feeling, I knew what to pray about. This led me to reading the Bible more, reading more self help books, listening to more podcasts, reading more blogs, anything that was directly connected to how I was feeling. And little by little, I was able to begin the healing process, and my life started moving in a healthy direction. If you are having trouble pinpointing what your feelings are, what I want you to do is start by just sitting in silence to allow your thoughts to flow. Become aware of what thoughts are going through your mind and how they make you feel. Write these feelings down. Make spending time with yourself the norm. And even if it's just 5 minutes a day, that makes a huge difference. And, for me, alone time, I've realized that it's hard for me. As much as I really do, of course, as a mom, I enjoy the thoughts of having alone time and being by myself. I know, like, when there's just been way too much going on, I'm aware of when I need some alone time. But when I finally get that alone time and I'm by myself in the house, no kids, no husband, it's weird when you're used to having a house full of people and people needing you, and you're finally by yourself where you can give yourself what you need. I don't know about you, but it was weird for me in the beginning. And when I say in the beginning, I'm still in the beginning, but I've gotten a lot better at just sitting in silence. And when I sit in silence, it allows me to hear what is going on the inside of me, to block out what's going on the outside of me, and to really get in tune with what Sheilah needs. How can I be honest about what I need to my children, to my husband, if I'm not aware of what I need? And in order to be aware of what you need, you have to spend time with yourself and to get to know yourself and to know how you're feeling on the inside. Those feelings will let you know if, I've been going on and on way too much and I need to rest. I need a nap. I need to go to bed earlier. It will let you know if I need to set some boundaries. I've been letting some things go on that shouldn't go on, and I'm not letting people know how I really feel on the inside. And the time alone gives you that time to be aware of what is going on with you. You deserve that time. That time is yours, but it's up to you to decide, am I going to make sure I get that time? It's time for us to stop saying we don't have time. We have time if we make the time. And I understand as moms, our time is limited. That is true. Trust me, I know. I have 3 boys. I get it. I understand. Our time is limited. But we deserve the same attention, the same love, the same compassion that we give to our children and everyone else. And we have to be able to find the time to get to know ourselves, to feel our feelings. And, as the day goes on, and sometimes we do sweep our feelings under the rug as the day has gone on, and there's just a lot happening at once. But I know what I do for myself. If I feel an uncomfortable feeling going past, I pin it. I say, I need to remember that there's something going on the inside of me. Let me pin that, and I'll come back to that later on this evening when I have time to myself, when the children are asleep, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to write that down later. Or even write it down in your phone. If you notice that a feeling is happening that is uncomfortable, pay attention to that. Pay attention to yourself. Feeling your feelings is giving you the chance, the opportunity, the privilege to pay attention to yourself. I want us to get better at this because I understand that we give all of our time and all of our energy to everything else around us. But we need to start paying attention to ourselves so that our life can be well-rounded. It can wrap our love. We can wrap our love not just around everybody else, but around ourselves as well. I hope that made sense. I know I went on a little rant there, but it was on my heart and I wanted to make sure that I shared it with you guys because I love you guys. And that is episode 22. Again, I hope that it was helpful. If this episode resonated with you in any way, please send me an email at keepyourcoolmama@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. And please also share this podcast with any mom you think would benefit from this content. Also, please subscribe, rate, and also please leave a review so that other moms can see why this podcast may be a podcast that they should listen to. Because we all want to help each other. We all want to be there for each other. We all want to wrap our arms around each other as moms and just be there for each other in any way that we can. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Before I let you go, seriously, before I let you go, please subscribe and leave a review with 5 stars if this podcast is inspiring you and helping you to grow. Let's spread the positivity so that we are visible to other mamas out there trying to find her own greatness. And if you need some advice or guidance regarding your own personal growth while tackling motherhood, please email me at keepyourcoolmama@gmail.com. Love you guys.